Hello everybody, we are back playing some more Stories from Seoul, the Gundog. Again, it just feels like this is the climax of the story. I don't know if this is the last mission or not, but in case it's not, we got a lot more, we're going to play to the end. But for right now, what's important is that we are needing to rush back to the Gundog. You've lost track of how long you've been pursuing the enemy when suddenly some garbled static bursts from the speakers and a shrill, panicked voice screeches at you. I repeat, this is Lieutenant Lord of the JFS Gundog. We're under attack by an unknown enemy unit. Any JCF ships in range, please respond. This is Lieutenant Lord. This is Gundog... Oh, sorry, I thought it was continuing. Lord, this is Gundog 1. Approaching the Gundog at... Cruz, where have you been? Get back to the ship right now. We're under fire from something. Aren't there two of these frames in the ship? Hansen rolls his eyes as he's cut off by Vanessa's demand. Roger that, ma'am. Gundog 1 returning... Now! Fair enough. Shaking his head rather than following up with an answer, Hansen quickly flicks a few switches, and you see the readouts on some monitors switch to display information about the armored frame's weapon systems. Oh, snap. As he does this, you turn your attention to the main monitor. In the distance, you can see small lights flickering in and out, surrounding a point in space on the screen. The on-screen readouts inform you is the Gundog. Yeah, they're probably shooting in defense. Yeah, that makes sense. With the Juno approaching the ship at speed, you can see that the lights are actually rounds being rapidly fired from the Gundog's point defense system, a collection of rotary cannons mounted on turrets along the ship's exterior. This is really cool. You can tell from their short bursts and erratic shifts in the direction they're firing that the machine you ran into on the O'Brien is moving both quickly and unpredictably, with the automated cannons unable to keep up. Yeah, so it's probably like spinning around somewhere, and it's probably auto-tracking going on. Lord, this is Gundog 1. We're back at Cruz. What the hell is this thing? How would I know? Ugh, useless. That's so funny. You hear Hansen mutter something under his breath too quietly for the communication system to pick up. Just destroy it. We've already taken some heavy hits to the port hull. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I get it. Just tell Dees to watch that anti-air. Okay. As the Juno closes in... Oh, shit. As the Juno closes in on the Gundog, you watch the trajectory of the shots being fired from the point defense system, knowing that they indicate where the enemy machine was rather than it is. Sure, because it's like on probably on a delay of how it's like tracking it. Can we just appreciate how cool this scene is? It's really cool. Based on the speed at which it's moving, you know that if you're going to have a chance at taking this down, then you'll need to figure out a way to get ahead of it. Okay. You're about to make this observation to Hansen, but you see a deep focus in his face. His eyes tracing the path the enemy moves along as it weaves around the barrage coming from the ship. Yeah, gotta lead our shots. With a sudden flurry of motion on controls, Hansen adjusts the armored frame's trajectory, sending it soaring uncomfortably close to the Gundog's bridge, just in time to intercept the strange craft as it rises up from the far side of the ship. Okay. Alright, we're back in ahead of it, I guess. Reusing the same evasive maneuvers, amateur. Okay? Hansen yells. Slamming down on the pedals, Hansen positions the Juno over the top of the enemy, and you hear a heavy click as he pulls the trigger on the right flight stick. Too easy. Alright, cool. As the machine rounds from machine guns slam... That would look like missiles. As the rounds from the machine gun slam into the target, Hansen presses down on a button on the left flight stick, sending a volley of missiles roaring away from the Juno's shoulder pod and directly into the enemy, engulfing it in an explosion. Okay. Doesn't matter how powerful the machine is if the pilot's no good. What? Oh my god, it's still alive. As the smoke clears, staring back at you as the machine that you'd just seen hit with a swarm of missiles, each one individually powerful enough to destroy another armored frame. Instead of being totally destroyed, the craft looks completely fine. You don't even see a hint or scorch mark on its armor. What is this thing made of? We gotta rip it apart with our hands. Hansen snarls, pulling the trigger on the right flight stick again, this time emptying an entire magazine into the target. As if totally indifferent, To be honest, I don't know why he thought the machine gun would work. Like, can we just take a moment to talk about the fact that, like, if you just fired, like, supposedly, like, I assume penetrating missiles into something that could blow up a frame, right? So, like, one missile could do that. And then we're thinking a machine gun is going to somehow do more damage when it has probably less penetrative power. That seems unlikely. Just saying. As if totally indifferent to Hansen's assault, the craft turns to face you, and you can see the increasingly bright light begin to build in front of the enemy. With sparks and crackles of electricity running along its nearby surfaces. Move! Okay. Don't tell me how to pilot! The ensign yells back at you as he navigates the Juno away from the beam that tears through the space you just occupied. Only seconds after what felt like a moment of triumph, the tables had been so thoroughly turned, you find yourself being slammed from side to side as Hansen executes a rapid series of maneuvers in an attempt to escape the enemy's pursuit. Huge beams of energy blast through the space around you every few seconds as the Juno dives, climbs, rolls, and banks. As he moves through the hail of bullets coming from the Gundog's own defensive systems and the attacks from the enemy machine, Hansen's breathing grows faster and faster. Oh my god, he's going to have a heart attack. Hansen, we can't outrun it. We're going to need to figure something out. Okay. His eyes flickering rapidly back and forth from monitor from monitor to gauge, and his hands twitching slightly, sending the Juno darting from place to place. Hansen doesn't seem to notice you at all. Hansen! Hansen! What? This isn't working. We need to do something. Don't tell me how to pilot! Stow it. You can't keep this up forever. We need to figure something out. Maybe get the second frame. Maybe hit it in the rear. I mean, we did hit it head on, right? As you yell at Hansen, you get thrown into the side of the cockpit by a high-speed turn that he pulls off, just as a huge beam passes overhead, illuminating your cockpit as brightness fills the monitors. Come on then, sir. What do you have in mind? We should... Oh my god. Use the ship's main guns. Let's try that. Let's use his... let's try Dalton's thing. You rack your brain trying to come up with some way to stop this impervious enemy. Yeah, because I was thinking, like, okay, is the main gun really going to do much when we just fired missiles? No. I'm thinking, like, they set up that plot device for Dalton's specific weapon, specifically for this kind of an incident, against an enemy that would need an unconventional method of killing it. So that's why I was thinking Dalton's method should be the best way, because I don't think the main gun of the Gundog is going to be more penetrative than missiles we just fired. And obviously getting Haru out here with her own Gundog, I mean, I thought about it more. There's no way that she'll have any different weapons than what we have. So probably Dalton's thing is the best way to try it. You rack your brain trying to come up with some way to stop this impervious enemy. You just watched it take a direct hit from a frame-busting missiles and come away without a scratch. If that didn't harm it, then nothing else the Juno wielded would be able to stop it. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Your thoughts race as you try to come up with a solution. How do you destroy the invulnerable? That's it. What? If the missiles won't take that thing down, nothing else we've got is going to be able to destroy it. Great. So what, Lieutenant? You think we should just surrender now? Let it destroy us? That's not what I mean. If we can't destroy it, then we need to change tactics. We need to try and disable it. Yeah. I mean, otherwise, why would I have all that plot point about helping him finish his creation? Hansen glances across you with a sneer, clearly about to criticize your idea. But before he can respond, his attention is taken by another blast from the enemy's energy weapon, which evades you at the very last moment. Dalton's been working on a compound to seal hull breaches, but he's been turning it into ammunition for the Juno's machine gun, too. If it works, we can trap this thing. That stuff's made to set hard enough to act as a new hull. There's no way it could escape. Hansen scoffs at you, despite being in the middle of carrying out a maneuver involving suddenly barking, dropping downward through space, and letting the enemy machine fly overhead so that you can fire another volley of machine gun rounds at its underside. If it works, Lieutenant, what if it doesn't? Are you going to trust that little dork with our lives? Have you got a better idea, Ensign? That's what I was thinking. I was like, what else do you expect? Conventional weaponry is not working. We need something unconventional to take this thing down. We tried it. We fired missiles directly at it. I watched the animation. That's what I thought. As the Juno continues to shake from the strain its engines are under and the sudden spins and turns. Hansen is making it perform. You manage to lean towards the communications and press down a button that allows you to broadcast. Gundog, this is Gundog 1. Patch me through to Cadet Grange. Don't touch my controls! Shut up, Hansen. I repeat, Gundog, this is Gundog 1. Patch me through to Cadet. What do you want, Wirfs? We're just about to send Rumney out, but the launch pads are damaged, so they're coming out the main hangar door. Deal with that thing for a few more minutes. Nothing we've got on the Juno's gonna stop it, Lord. Just put me through to Dalton. He's busy getting Haru's AF out there. I'm in charge of this operation, Wirfs. Don't you go distracting my... Lord, shut up. Put me through to Dalton right now. Thank you. That's what I'm saying. We gotta lay the hammer down. This dude needs to be more confident. Lieutenant, we're doing our best to get Haru out there. We just need, Dalton, forget about Haru. Did you manage to make up any more of your Celian ammunition? Huh? Oh, yeah, I managed to make enough for 2 whole magazines, but send it out now. But Lieutenant, I've not tested. Now, Dalton, yeah, just fucking try it. Yes, sir. God damn it. The cockpit shudders as the armored frame breaks, suddenly following a tight corner that takes it around the rear of the Gundog and out of sight of the attacker. Although you're slammed backwards, Hansen remains focused and unleashes a barrage of machine gun fire just as the enemy soars past you. I wish I could see more fighting actually happening. As you recover your glare at Hansen. Was that necessary? Never waste ammo, Wirfs. Before the other craft can respond, Hansen quickly maneuvers away, and you see the empty magazine eject from the Juno's machine gun. Grange, send the ammo out and Grange, send the ammo out on a supply launch heading 0 Mark 30 full thrust. Yes, sir. 0 Mark 30. Launch the 4 minutes. Okay. Get it out, done in 2, kid. he just mocked him so quickly. That was great. Hansen knows how to get shit done. I mean, he's definitely what we needed. Yes, sir. Ignore it. Yeah, let it go. Let it go. Don't be mean to it. Don't worry about it. With the enemy back in pursuit, Hansen brings up the Juno to full thrust as he navigates the armored frame above the Gundog to a location you know has the most point defense coverage. The pressure from the sudden acceleration pins you against your seat, but you manage to turn and look at Hansen. The mocking he'd just given Dalton at the forefront of your mind despite everything. I don't care. Mocking him is fine. It was brilliant. You watch Hansen's eyes flick repeatedly in different directions and readouts within the cockpit, his hands moving almost too fast to perceive as he feathers the flight sticks to simultaneously evade the fire from the Gundog and the attacking craft. Brilliant writing. Oh shit. We got way too close. You turn back to focus on the main monitor and see the enemy machine heading straight towards you. A charge that Hansen evades with the feint at the last possible moment. You sigh, thinking that it probably wouldn't be a good time to distract the pilot. Okay, great. As the attacking craft speeds away into the distance before stopping suddenly and turning on its axis to head back towards the Gundog, Hansen turns the Juno at speeds towards... This is so cool. This writing is brilliant. Sorry, I'm just kind of laughing to myself at kind of the marvel of this. I think it's wonderful. Clear throat. Let me just start over. As the attacking craft speeds away into the distance before stopping suddenly and turning on its axis to head back towards the Gundog, Hansen turns the Juno at speeds towards the front of the ship, moving to the location he'd instructed Dalton to send the ammunition. With the main monitor now focused on the open main hangar door, you can see Dalton, just as ordered, sending a supply launch rocketing towards you. We're going to catch this thing while it's firing like a missile at us. The launch, a little more than a large sled with a series of thrusters attached, speeds through the void towards you. In a smooth motion, Hansen moves to meet it. He deftly manipulates the armored frame's hands to grab the machine gun magazine tethered to it without needing to stop. Pulling back just in time to evade another blast from the enemy cannon, Hansen slams the flight sticks forwards, sending the armored frame tearing through the space and towards the opponent. This had better work, Wirfs. Well, if not, we're all probably dead anyway, right? Because what else are we going to use against it? Before the craft can evade, Hansen brings the machine gun to bear on it and holds down the trigger, the rounds all meeting their mark. Cool. As the shots land, the enemy machine gun is engulfed in a sudden expanding mass that billows outwards from the point of impact and spreads all over its surface. Within seconds, the attacker is encased in a thick coating of Dalton's compound, which sets as it suddenly expands, as it had suddenly expanded, leaving the craft's long appendages visibly struggling against the material's restraining properties. Hey, that stuff's not bad. Kid's done good work. Yeah, Dalton did a good job. I'm proud of him. But we're not done yet. Hold on, Lieutenant. Despite being almost entirely encompassed in the salient, your foe was still heading right at you. Sure. Where the hell do you think you're going? Hansen yells. Oh, that was supposed to be a yell. Whoops. Where do you think you're going? Hansen yells, sending the Juno straight towards the enemy. You're not going anywhere! With an impact that reverberates violently through the cockpit, the armored frame slams into the oncoming craft. Go to hell! Hell yeah, that's awesome. Oh, we have a knife? That's cool. Man, wait. Could we have penetrated with the knife earlier? We totally could have... Okay. I guess we couldn't catch it. You watch as the rapid sequence of button presses on the right flight stick Hansen commands the Juno to let go of its machine gun and draw its combat knife. The whole armored frame shakes with each impact as Hansen drives the knife over and over into one of the small portions of the exposed armor showing amongst the mass of ceiling. Your world becomes a cacophony of noise as the clash of the knife on the armored surface of the enemy machine, the screams of the Juno's engines as they struggle to counteract with the other craft's thrusts, and various alarms and warnings fill the cockpit. Go! Down! You! Ah, hell. Suddenly, you're forced back into your seat by the rush of acceleration. Hansen, what's going on? You just about managed to turn your head against the force of the thrust to see Hansen shunting the flight sticks back and forth and stomping on the pedals. The engines must have cut out, but the controls have gone on ours. I can't stop them. Oh shit! Do we need an emergency evac? Eject. As Hansen continues to struggle with the controls, Vanessa screeches at you over the radio, sounding more panicked than ever. Cruz, you're headed straight for the hangar. Change course, Cruz. I'm trying. Cruz, you're going to... Oh my god. We pushed it into the hangar? Oh god, did I fail, guys? Oh, Survivor! I got an achievement. I know you can't see it, but it says Return to the O'Brien. April 23rd, Planetary Calendar 214. Despite Ensign Cruz gaining an advantage against the unknown enemy, the craft that had attacked the JFS Gundog, a mechanical failure in the engines of his Juno resulted in both of the in both the unidentified machine and the armored frame crashing into the ship's hangar. Okay. Lieutenant Wirfs and Ensign Cruz were both quickly extracted from the armored frame and sent to the ship's sickbay. Wow, really. Upon being cleared for duty, Lieutenant Wirfs is ordered to the hangar to help secure the enemy craft. Okay. Outer Jovian space. The hangar of the Jovian patrol ship JFS Gundog. Okay. We've secured it. Great. Whew. That was intense. You stretch your neck from side to side and roll your shoulders as you wait for the captain's judgment. Dr. Rosarium had done his best for the neck injury you'd acquired during Hansen's less-than-textbook landing, but the captain had been insistent that her sole security officer return to duty immediately. As a result, after cursory once over, the doctor had given you an anti-inflammatory injection on the side of your neck and an injection of painkillers on the other before sending you on your way. You know, inflammatory isn't the biggest priority, I think, in this situation. I'm not worried about bowel movements. This had left your neck numb and with the vague sensation that your head could become detached at any moment, but at least you were up and about. Surveying the hangar, you know you should be thankful for this miracle. Both Hansen's Juno and the craft it had been fighting had entered the hangar at full thrust. If Dalton hadn't thought quickly and activated every single piece of arrestor gear available, the two machines would have torn straight through the belly of the Gundog. On top of that, they'd slammed into the storage container that held a tank he'd been keeping by his experimental high-density foam, causing it to rupture and coat the attacker in the substance and adhere to the hangar floor. Cool. With the machine stuck in place, it didn't take long for the Juno's engines to burn out as it pushed against the immovable object. You make a mental note to give Dalton your thanks later. Not only had the rounds loaded with substance work perfectly, it saved you, Hansen, and possibly this entire ship. Yeah, he needs a medal. What this did mean, though, was that the mysterious assailant, which had torn the O'Brien to pieces and nearly done the same to the Gundog, was stuck, irremovably for the time being, right in the middle of the hangar. Well, it's okay. It had shown no activity since it went dead just outside the Gundog, but having one of those eye-like cameras exposed didn't leave you... Oh. Is this craft secured, Lieutenant? Oh, yes, ma'am. To be honest, Cadet Grange's foam has done the most of the work for us. With the amount of that stuff it's covered with, I don't see it making a move anytime soon. Even the tethers we used aren't really necessary. When we get back to Europa Colony, it'll probably be easier to remove the entire hangar block to get this thing rather than carve it out. Is that so? Yes, ma'am. You wait for a moment as the captain allows your response to her rhetorical question to hang in the air. As far as capturing the enemy technology goes, this could have certainly gone more smoothly. A bolt of anger shoots through your body. As if you have any right to criticize things going badly. I thought we all made mistakes. Oh my god, I'm so snappy. You immediately suppress this reaction as the captain turns back towards you. Regardless, you've all done good work today, Lieutenant Wirfs and Cadet Grange. Oh, ma'am, yes, thank you. Dalton, who'd been lurking at your side like a nervous shadow this entire time, squeaks, the unexpected compliment taking him completely by surprise. I mean, that is, if the container hadn't been in that area, then we would have lost so much hangar space, and I'm sorry that you swiftly but gently elbow the cadet in his side. Which is, thank you, ma'am. Very good, cadet. Well then. The captain once again leaves a sentence to trail off, half-formed. Whereas this manner of speech had previously left you disconcerted with its indication that there was something the captain was holding back, you'd found yourself no longer bothered by it. Well, she likes to keep secrets. Whether this was because you were used to it or simply too tired to be perturbed, was a manner you hadn't quite decided on. Dalton, on the other hand, was still clearly terrified by the concept of being in such close proximity to the captain, to the point where his nervousness was palpable. If it wasn't for the rustling of his jumpsuit caused by his nervous fidgeting, you felt that there was a good chance you'd be able to hear his heartbeat racing. Has the chief... I finished my assessment of the craft, Captain. Oh my god, why is he so panicked? With the amount of grace that surprises you, the chief, having appeared from underneath the catwalk, grabs on a handrail and effortlessly redirects her momentum, planting her feet firmly on the catwalk you're all stood on. Thank you, Chief Cathays. And your assessment? Hard to say, never seen anything like it. General structure's totally different from the humanoid construction you'd see on an AF. Whatever materials this thing is made of don't line up with what we see on Martian or Terran machines. Even if the samples of that titanium they make on Lunar didn't have the kind of durability this thing showed. Based on the combat data from Crew's AF, even that'd have been torn apart. Plus, no indication of a traditional drive system, which... Your security assessment, Chief Cathays. You stiffen as a wave of realization hits you, causing a painful twinge in your neck. As soon as you'd got out of the sickbay, the captain had ordered you to secure the craft. In your current state, still running on leftover adrenaline and recently dosed up on your medication, you'd follow that order to the letter, completely forgetting about assessing any potential risks. Right. Yes, Captain. There's no signs to indicate that this craft is active anymore. No measurable electronic activity, no readings to suggest an active reactor. Looks like the whole thing has been totally shut down. The only reading that showed anything was a boson count. It's surrounded by a massive amount of residual distortion. No idea why, though. You'd need a whole engine to put the amount I'm registering around it. Well, it's alien tech. I mean, what do we really know? As far as I can tell, Captain, whatever this is, this thing might be, it's not doing anything anytime soon. I see. And the pilot? If there's anyone in there, they aren't getting out. I've checked over all the visible portions of its structure, and there's no trace of a cockpit hatch or entry panel. With how strong Cadet Grange's compound is, there's no way they'd be able to break it. You must have gone pretty heavy on the... I can read it. On the cyanacrylates, I guess. Cadet. The chief asks with a wink. Yes, ma'am. Sorry, ma'am. It's a good thing, Cadet. If you hadn't, then this thing might have been able to tear its way out and continue its rampage around the ship's insides. Best way I can put it, Captain, I hope they've got enough oxygen and emergency rations in there to last them until we get back to Europa, because we aren't getting them out. And you, Lieutenant? You'd hope that the chief's explanation would suffice, but the captain had turned her attention to you expectantly. I'm just going to agree with the chief. I think that Chief Casses has just about covered it, Captain. I didn't see anything that looked like a hatch that we were securing it, so I don't think anyone's getting out of there. I see. Nothing to add? You spend a brief moment trying to come up with some other comment you can add to what the chief said, but feeling another twinge in your neck layer over the already present exhaustion, you realize you simply don't have the energy. No, ma'am. Well, that makes life easier. Swift classes weren't designed with brigs. The captain takes a moment to move to the railings and places her hands onto them, resting what little weight of her remains on this low gravity on the support whilst drumming her fingers against them. As you watch Captain Bartamuse, you see the brief glimmer of a spark in her eyes, the slight change transforming in front of you from the consistently disinterested captain, canny, analytical version of herself. She turns back to face you, pivoting. On the one hand, she keeps on the railing. In that case, our priority is getting this back to Europa Colony, where it can be investigated properly. The less time we have this on board, the less risk it poses to us. Chief Cathays, I want those engines online now. Cadet Grange, I want Ensign Cruz, Juno, fully operational and combat ready. If this decides to reactivate, I want to be ready to destroy it. Lieutenant Wirfs, I want you on active patrol until Ensign Cruz is out of sickbay. You, Rumney, and Cruz will be carrying out patrols around the clock until we get dock at Europa. This thing has shown itself to be full of surprises. Just because we can't see a way for the pilot to get out doesn't mean there isn't one. Carry out a normal patrol and then report back to me. I'll be in my quarters writing this up. Understood? The three of you snap at attention and throw a salute in perfect synchronization. Even the chronically fidgety Dalton maintains a perfectly still professional countenance. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Very good. Dismissed. With a shove against the railing, the captain launches herself towards the hangar entrance, and the three of you drop your stiff postures as soon as she's out of sight. Hell of a day, huh, Lieutenant? You roll your shoulders, once again trying to get rid of the stiffness that's working its way back into your neck. How should we respond? Actually, we can think about that for the next episode, guys. Wow, this game is fantastic. I'm really excited to hopefully we'll get to talk to all the different crew members and see how things are going with everybody to make sure everyone's all right with the ship being attacked. By the way, we made very good progress. I hope you guys have been enjoying. As always, guys, I'm Elwirfy, and make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, that we can watch more awesome videos like this one. And I will definitely be seeing you guys next time. So take care, everyone, and have an awesome day.